A couple of months ago, I celebrated the 20th anniversary of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man and re-reviewed the trilogy of that. And now this month, let's talk about the first reboot of it, The Amazing Spider-Man, which, can you believe it has been a decade since it came out? Here's my re-review of it. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers and true believers out there, to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Joel, better known to you as the Big D. And this time around, I bring to you a re-review of the 2012 superhero flick The Amazing Spider-Man, released by Columbia, directed by Mark Webb, written by James Vanderbilt, Alvin Sargent, and Steve Kloves, from a story by Vanderbilt. Starring Andrew Garfield in the title role and his alter ego, Peter Parker, along with Emma Stone, Rhys Ifans, Dennis Leary, Campbell Scott, Irrfan Khan, Martin Sheen, and Sally Field. This is a reboot following Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy. Now, of course, after Peter is bitten by a genetically altered spider, he gains newfound spider-like powers and ventures out to save from the machinations of the lizard. This may have been a reboot, considering after the cancellation of the proposed Spider-Man 4 in 2010, 3 years after Spider-Man 3 came out, and featured Tobey Maguire in the title role. So Columbia opted to reboot the franchise with the same production team along with Vanderbilt to stay on with writing the next film. Sargent and Kloves helped with the script as well, as I've already mentioned. Still, yes, this also would be the final American film to be scored by James Horner, released during his lifetime, 3 years before his death in 2015 from an aircraft accident, and was the final film for both production designer J. Michael Riva and Laura Ziskin, one of the producers. Ziskin had died the previous year, and Riva died a month before this came out. It was released on this very day, July 3rd, 2012. That's why I am celebrating its 10th anniversary. Still, it managed to do pretty well, but I'll get to that in a little bit. Right now, let's get into our story. A young Peter Parker discovers that his father Richard's study has been burgled. Peter's parents gather hidden documents and take Peter to the home of his Aunt May and Uncle Ben, and then mysteriously depart. Years later, teenage Peter attends Midtown Science High School. He is intelligent but socially awkward and often bullied. He also has a crush on Gwen Stacy, who returns his feelings. Peter learns his father worked with scientist Dr. Kurt Connors at Oscorp in the field of cross-species genetics. He sneaks into Oscorp, where he is bitten by a genetically modified spider. He then discovers he has developed spider-like abilities such as super strength, sharp senses, agility, and speed. Peter studies his father's papers and visits Connors, whose right arm is amputated above the elbow. Peter reveals he is Richard's son and gives Connors his father's decay rate algorithm, the missing piece in Connors' experiments on regenerating limbs. At home, Peter and Ben argue and Peter leaves. While searching for him, Ben attempts to stop a thief that Peter allowed to escape and is shot dying in Peter's arms. Peter uses his new abilities to track down criminals matching the killer's description. He creates a mask and spandex suit to hide his identity. He also builds mechanical web shooters out of wristwatches to attach to his arms and or wrist. At dinner with Gwen's family, he discovers her father is Police Captain George Stacy, who dislikes the new vigilante hero. Peter reveals his identity to Gwen and they kiss. After seeing success with the lab rats using lizard DNA, Connors' superior Ratha demands Connors begin human trials immediately. Connors refuses to rush the drug testing procedure and put innocent people at risk. Ratha fires Connors and decides to test his serum at a Veterans Administration hospital. In an act of desperation, Connors tries the formula on himself. After passing out, he awakens to find his missing arm has regenerated. Discovering that Ratha is on his way to the hospital, Connors goes to intercept him. By the time he gets to the Williamsburg Bridge, he has become a violent humanoid reptile. Peter, now calling himself Spider-Man, saves the people on the bridge from Connor's attack. And now I'm going to go ahead and get to the final act and the ending, and what have you, last bit of it. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below to avoid any spoilers. If you've seen the movie already, please continue on. Thank you, and here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Following a battle in the sewers, the Lizard learns Spidey's real identity and attacks Peter at school. Police start a manhunt for both Spider-Man and the Lizard. They eventually corner Spider-Man, leading Captain Stacy to discover that Spidey is Peter and lets him go to stop the Lizard. The Lizard plans to make all humans reptilian by releasing a chemical cloud from Oscorp's tower to eliminate the weaknesses he believes plague humanity. Gwen creates an antidote, which Peter disperses, restoring Connors and his victims to normal, but not before the Lizard fatally wounds Captain Stacy. Before his death, Captain Stacy asks that Peter avoid Gwen to keep her safe. Peter initially does so, but seeing as they're both unhappy, hints to her that he may see her after all. That would be the end, but in a mid-credits scene, an incarcerated Connor speaks with a man in the shadows who asks if Peter knows the truth about his father. Connors does not know and demands that Peter be left alone before the man disappears. End of story. So what did I think of The Amazing Spider-Man? Well, I'm going to say it's pretty good in ways. Now, it got positive reviews from the critics. They liked Andrew Garfield's performance, and I have to agree. And Mark Webb's direction was good. The visual effects, the score, and the realistic reimagining and portrayal of the title character. Yes, I do agree with it, even though I am mostly more fond of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, but this one does come up there, and it's still a good film. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, the film actually premiered just a few days before it came to the US. It premiered in Tokyo on June 30th, 2012. Just a decade after the release of the original Spider-Man. The film was a big success and went on to make $758 million worldwide and became the 7th highest grossing film of 2012. Yes. Well, the story isn't too bad, but the cast of characters is good. Aside from Andrew Garfield playing Spidey and Peter Parker, Emma Stone was really good as Gwen Stacy. Yes. Apparently, this would be the second time we would see the character, considering we saw Bryce Dallas Howard play the character in Spider-Man 3, which, of course, she and Stone had recently done the film The Help, which came out a year before this. So, well, now you know. Anyway, Rhys Ifans, who I mostly only know him from a couple of films, those being The Replacements with Keanu Reeves and Little Nicky with Adam Sandler, plays Dr. Kurt Connors, aka the Lizard. Yes, I'm going to say not too bad. Now while playing the big reptile, he was required to wear a CGI suit. And initially, a large stunt double was used as a stand-in for the role, but Ifans insisted on portraying the transformed character. So now I'm understanding and what have you on that. Dennis Leary, of course, I know who that is, voices George Stacy, and he's pretty good. Campbell Scott plays Richard Parker. His role may be small, but overall, I think it's still pretty good. Irrfan Khan plays Ratha, who did a good job. Martin Sheen played Ben Parker, and he wasn't too bad. And Sally Field played Aunt May. Anyway, yeah, it wasn't too bad. We have lots of other appearances. Just so many. Stan Lee has a cameo appearance as he did in the other films. We have the person who played Pierre's mother Mary is Embeth Davidtz, who I know her from playing Miss Honey in Matilda and also in the 13 Ghosts remake. Anyway, yeah, plus a host of others. But anyway, The Amazing Spider-Man was pretty good, and I really loved the score for that was done by James Horner. It was very good. It was just about as good as Danny Elfman's scores for the first two films. Still, it was just so good. The film did pretty well, and it would go on to have, unfortunately, one sequel, which unfortunately kind of didn't quite go on. Well, go on and continue. However, last year, Andrew Garfield returned as Spidey in last year's monster hit, Spider-Man No Way Home. So anyways, now you know what I like about this. It has some pretty good performances, in a great cast, visual effects, direction, a score, and a realistic reimagining and portrayal of the title character. That's pretty good. So would I recommend The Amazing Spider-Man? I would say hell yeah. Give this one a try. I think you'll enjoy it. You be the judge. I'm sure you like all these Spider-Man we've seen on the big screen, but hey, you be the judge. So anyway, what are your thoughts on The Amazing Spider-Man? Please tell me in the comments section below. If you like this video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And join me next time when I bring to you my spoiler-free review of Minions: The Rise of Gru. And of course, I will re-review Amazing Spider-Man 2 later on. But anyway, for now, that's it for just the first one. But anyway, I will re-review the other Spidey reboot in Spider-Man Homecoming later in the week. So thanks for watching, and if you like this, consider checking out these others I've done. In the upper left-hand corner is the complete playlist for the Spider-Man re-reviews I've done. I've re-reviewed the trilogy of Sam Raimi's, and this will be included with them. In case you might have missed this, or see it if you want, just in case you want to see this again. I shouldn't have said missed it, because you've been watching this. Duh. In the upper right-hand corner is my re-review of Marvel's The Avengers from 2012, and the bottom left-hand corner is my... Oh, it's hard to explain. Well, alright, I'll give you my recent Saturday morning TV log on King Arthur and the Knights of Justice, which Avi Arad of Marvel Entertainment took part of. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc. Then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya and Excelsior! Bye now.